Hey, it's Leanne and Simon on Loving Life Now with today's topic, Hidden Context Part 2. We did Part 1 last week.
We did.
And I'm going to let you do some chatting and saying hello while I do some sharing. And I fix my hair that's going cray-cray. Oh, look, I had pink hair today.
She's got pink hair, look.
My hair is pink.
Look.
Ooh.
No blonde, she's pink.
No more blonde.
All right, well, welcome everyone to our Facebook Live on Loving Life Now. Great to be here. We'd love to welcome you to this evening's stream. So pop your details in, let us know where you're streaming from, say hello, and tell us what you think about Lee's pink hair.
What do you mean? What's wrong with my pink hair?
Nothing's wrong
with it. You don't
it.
like it.
So pop your details in the comments. Let us know you're joining us.
They love my pink hair.
They do on TikTok, apparently.
Apparently.
So we'd love to welcome you. Oh, we've got no comments coming up. Is there anyone? Oh, yeah, Sue's here. Look at it. Hello, Sue.
Sue is on.
Sue's from the hinterland on the Goldie. Thanks, Sue. And glad we could assist you getting on. Hello, Bernie, Hayley and Simon. Backflips in the pool at Burley.
Oh, hey, backflips. I like
Bernie
it.
says, pretty in pink.
See, Bernie. See
Michelle
you,
Collins.
Gabby.
Hi, everyone
Love
from the
you
Gold Coast.
guys.
G'day, Michelle. Welcome.
Thank
Gabby
you.
also on the Gold Coast. Love the pink hair.
Simon doesn't like it. It's too pink and girly for his liking.
Richard Wiseman. Good morning, Simon and Lee. Good morning, Richard. It's pretty pink over here and bright. So.
And there you go, International Women's Day.
Laurie Armstrong.
Oh,
it is too. It is International Women's Day. I didn't even know it. Kim says hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Kim.
CDO.
CDO, I don't know. I don't know what that is, Kim.
CDO.
Sorry. Hi, guys. G'day, Joe. Welcome. Shani, hello from Sydney. Welcome to you. And let Lee know that you like her pink hair. Look, she's got pink hair. You need to show your hair.
Pink hair.
So she's got pink hair. No blonde. It's pink.
It's all pink.
She's got pink.
Carmen
says hello from Brisbane. Kim says, oh my God, typo. Joe Newland, love the hair, Lee. And she even capitalised it. She yelled it.
She yelled. I like your
Joe would love it. I would imagine Joe would. Next Joe will have pink hair too. Greg Horton, g'day from Brisbane. G'day, Greg. Thanks for joining us.
We can all do pink hair.
You sure Joe hasn't had pink hair before?
She probably has. I can imagine Joe with pink hair.
Could too.
They look really cool, I think.
Shani says nice pink
hair, Shani. Pink hair.
Awesome. All right.
Nearly done. I've got one more to do.
Lee's just doing some sharing. So welcome to Loving Life Now Facebook page. Karen, hello. Hi guys from Mitchell, sorry. Love your pink hair. Yvonne, hello from Sydney. Hi Yvonne, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hello everyone over here on TikTok.
Joe Newland says she had red hair. Yeah, I thought I'd seen a photo somewhere. Peggy says she's in pink rocks. Oh, pink rocks. My mum's hair is pink and purple. Oh. Your mum is cool then, Peggy.
Actually, okay, funny story. We're at the hairdressers and next to me was a lady getting her blonde done. She would have been in her 60s.
Is she getting a blue rinse?
Well, so someone said to her, well, maybe you should get pink. And she goes, nah, I'm going to wait till I'm older and I get the blue or the purple rinse. And then I got a permit as well.
That's what she said.
Yeah. She said if I was 20 years younger, I could probably do the pink. And I'm thinking, okay.
All right, awesome. Cheryl says, time for you to get pink hair too, Simon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. How about no? Like if you saw Chaz Mostert on the weekend, V8 supercar
cool.
driver, he had a bet.
I think
and
it's cool.
he part of the bet was that if he won something, he had to go and
it's 20 grand they raised for something.
Yeah, he put blue hair, put a blue mohawk.
I actually think it's pretty cool. Anyway,
Michelle Collins says, Lee, you are bold and brave. Yes, she is indeed. Peggy.
All right, we're ready to get.
Peggy's got purple star eyes with laughing.
All right, let's get a rockin' and rollin'.
All right, well let's get into our topic, Lee. Do we want to get into that, or do we want to talk about what's been going on?
It's been raining. But it's not today, actually.
It has been steaming hot.
Mel just sent me a thing saying there's more storms coming.
Yeah, it's meant to rain for the next 5 days. Yeah,
great.
But it's been steaming hot over the last 3 or 4 days here on the Gold Coast. Plenty of humidity and stinking hot. We had the kids here on the weekend, busy weekend, caught up with some friends for a barbecue and did some inside stuff with the kids on Sunday. Played a bit of VR.
Yes.
Bit of VR. I love playing. What's it called? What's that game I played? And you put it on TikTok?
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber. That's it.
Yes.
So Lee recorded me playing Beat Saber with my 14-year-old son.
With him singing and everything.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good.
I love the song. I was trying to get into it, but I didn't play so well. I didn't go so well. I did all right. But I didn't grow up with games, right? So I'm not a gamer.
No,
it's not something that wasn't my era. So
no, not your era.
So I don't have that gaming coordination that the young generation has.
It just takes practice.
It does. It does take practice, but I don't have the time to practice it.
No, exactly. So that's not going to happen.
I'd rather do other things. But that's all right. I participated. I had a couple of goes and satisfied the requirements of my son, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a great topic this evening called Hidden Context.
We have.
Part 2.
Part 2. We did part 1 last week. If you missed it, head to our Facebook to the video section and you'll be able to check it out.
Absolutely. But we're going to do just a very quick recap of some of the things from last week that we spoke about because it really leads us into the topic for this week. And one of the things about hidden context is that there's always there can be something behind something, right? Mm-hmm. Behind the way we react, behind our emotions, behind what's going on for us, right? Somebody might show up and not show up in the best way, and it could be that there's a hidden context going on.
Yes.
So that's what we uncovered last week. Now, we know that personal development, spirituality, and religion are what people turn to improve their emotional state. And they're common things that people turn to raise their emotional state. Mm-hmm. So if they're struggling emotionally, one of the things that people turn to is that. Now, the other thing, of course, that we uncovered last week is that some people believe that everyone is out to get them. That's just, some people believe that, right?
Yeah.
Some people are afraid that they'll be abandoned by somebody.
And some believe it's a dog-eat-dog world.
They do, a dog-eat-dog world. And that's very corporate orientated, right? And of course, some believe everything will always turn out for the best. So they're like the eternal optimist.
Yep.
Right? Everything will be right. Everything will turn out for the best.
Everything's fine.
And they believe this all these people believe this as it's their own personal experience. And they've seen this in others or they themselves actually behave this way. Mm-hmm. So they've actually experienced it themselves or they've seen it in others. So people believe because it's their experience.
Yeah.
Now, when people are feeling out of sorts, Lee,
or not responding the way they know they should, it reveals that there is hidden context.
That's right. There's hidden context. And what we spoke about last week, and as I just mentioned, is that you never know what's going on for somebody.
Yeah.
Right? You never do.
You never know.
I had a phone appointment with somebody who was looking at our business the other day, and she didn't show up, and she booked the appointment. And she sincerely apologised, but she had an emergency with her son, and wasn't able to actually make the appointment. Mm. But she was so busy, she didn't even think, the last thing she thought of was letting me know.
Yeah.
So it was okay. She got back to me later, she explained the situation, and you know what? It's all good. You never know what's going on for somebody. So it is really important that we understand that and we give people a little bit of space and grace sometimes because rather than jumping to conclusions or jumping to, the negative.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people can do that. Somebody lets you down, what do?
Go jump to the negative.
Yeah. Sort of, why'd you do that? Right? You don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
So ask first before you actually react.
Exactly. I just need to mention something. Thank you, Natalie Harrison, for spamming us with gifts over here on TikTok. I could just see all these things flying around on my screen. I just needed to acknowledge that. So thank you, Natalie. We're over here live on TikTok and live here on Facebook.
Now, of course, some will try to manipulate their emotional state. So some people will actually try and manipulate their own emotional state with everything from things like meditation. Now, that's a really positive way to change your emotional state. Mm-hmm. Another one is
visualization.
Visualization, another great way, right? There's a negative. Some people will turn to drugs. And they'll use drugs to manipulate their emotional state.
Or gambling.
And we spoke about
and shopping. Is that a positive or negative? I'm not quite
sure. Some people will look to change their emotional state through shopping. And as we know, shopping is something that can actually raise your vibration if you're into it.
Yes.
Not everyone's into it. A lot of guys out there aren't into it. I'm into it, aren't I?
Simon likes his shopping, yes.
I've got to be in the right place to do that. But when I am, that's it.
Yeah. Massage, Agatha said.
Massage is good. That can certainly change your emotional state. However, none of these things will solve the problem. It will only serve to prolong the agony of the buried issue. So if there's underlying issues behind these things that we go and do this to try and improve our emotional state, it's not actually addressing the problem.
No.
It's just putting a mask or a Band-Aid on the situation. So, however, you can with the right tools, and this is where we finished last week, you can with the right tools guide yourself and your life in a direction that provides a whole new context for your life, right? You can do that. You've just got to have the right tools and the right information available to you.
Absolutely.
So this week we're continuing on from last week's topic where we spoke about hidden context and all those things that we just did a bit of a recap on. And there's many situations we can find ourselves in life, Lee, that we do not want to be in. Right?
So, like watching a movie that you really don't like.
Yeah, so imagine...
I've done that many a times.
Yeah, you sit with your teenagers or your kids or each other and somebody picks a movie and you're thinking, what? Someone picks a movie. Yep. I am so selective on the movies I pick with you.
Simon forgets what movies he's watched. So he goes and puts a movie on. I'm like, we've watched this.
Yeah, I don't have much data storage for movies. So I store what's important to me, and movies to me are a mind-numbing experience. I enjoy them and I love them at the time.
Funny. I'm like, we've definitely watched
But
this
I can
movie.
watch movies over again and then go, oh, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know
So
from the start, and Simon's like halfway through.
But anyway, so we talk about you can find yourself simply with your significant other, partner, family member, whatever it might be, watching a movie that you really didn't like Lee said. And as a result, what happens? You feel distracted.
Yes.
As
like
a result,
all these messages popping up on your phone that's distracting us.
oh, somebody just sent us a message saying, how do I get on? Well, that was my daughter messaging me.
Distractions.
So as a result, you can get distracted, right? You ever sat there and watching a movie at home with your significant other or your children or whatever, and all of a sudden you're not really into it, so you pick up your mobile phone and start scrolling through TikTok, right?
Yes.
Or Instagram or Facebook or something, right? It can really happen, and it can just be one of those things. Or you can hold a job that you really don't like. So you can have a job. You can have a job you don't like. There's lots of people that do that. Now we can attempt to use our willpower to overcome the side effects of dreading going to work.
Yeah.
Right? We can certainly do that. We can try and use that willpower in our mind about it'll be all right. We'll have a good day. Let's just get through it. We'll be able to celebrate lunchtime.
Let's just do it. It pays the bills.
And at lunchtime, we'll say, we're halfway through the day, and come Wednesday it'll be hump day, so we're halfway through the week.
Yeah.
And on a Sunday afternoon, we're not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, right? And that can really be a real situation for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Now, what we can attempt to do is have things in our life that there is things in our life, I should say, that we detest.
Yep.
Right? There's also things that we feel like are a waste to our life.
Yes.
They're a wasted time. Why are we investing time in that? Why are we doing that job? Why are we working for that person? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Right? Yep. And what does it do, Lee? What can it do to people?
It can create overwhelm.
It can create overwhelm. So people go into a state of overwhelm where they don't really want to be doing these things, and it all becomes too much. Now, it becomes nearly impossible to achieve the things that you want to achieve when you're in this state of mind.
Yeah.
Once a person feels trapped, what happens?
It becomes hard to motivate themselves.
Yeah. So when they're trapped, it becomes hard to motivate themselves. It can also lead to perpetual irritation or even depression. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens when somebody reaches, feels like they're in a state of depression and overwhelm? What can happen to them? What do? They turn to what?
To drugs as a coping
drugs,
need.
medication.
Yeah, medication.
Yep.
And it's not the correct. It's not going to correct the source of the problem.
No, it won't. It won't correct the source.
It's just going to mask it, basically.
Yeah, it'll mask the problem, right? So again, we're talking about hidden context. So underneath all of these things that we mask in life, there's reasons behind it, right? Mm-hmm. There's hidden context. So that's something that that people obviously have challenges with. Now, our education system is a challenge in itself, right? We'd all agree. Our education system here in Australia, around the world, leaves a lot to be desired, and it does not prepare the individuals for creating a happy, productive life.
Yes, a lot of the skills that they teach them are not things that they can use in the real life.
No. Well,
who uses algebra?
I was going to say, that's what come into my mind, right? Here we are,
I've
our
never
children.
used that in my
Our children are
42
studying
years.
algebra. Why don't we teach them how to invest in crypto?
Or budgets, or
Exactly, like how to manage money. Why don't we teach them that? How do we how they can manage household expenses? That's what they should be taught, not bloody algebra. Anyway, so our education system leaves a lot to be desired. So we do not teach the skills to create personal satisfaction in life. We don't do that. Now, a lot of the education systems are getting better with a little bit of personal development, and they're introducing that into the kids at school, and they often do meditation sessions. I've seen some schools do yoga sessions, but it's very limited, right? The time that they get to do that's very limited. However, that was never the case when I was at school either, right? So the schooling system really hasn't changed, it hasn't evolved with society, and it hasn't improved. So we as people do not produce good results when we feel this way, when we feel like we're stuck, or we feel overwhelmed, or we feel a sense of challenge.
Yeah.
So whether it be children, our kids, whether it be adults going to a workplace, we don't perform at our best because of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so when we reach adulthood,
adulthood,
often we can be off the path with no understanding on how to find our way back.
yeah. So by the time you get there, they're already distracted, right? And they've not gone down the right path. Now, what tends to happen then is that they can then look at others, Lee, and think, well, they're not happy either, and they think the same as I do, so this is just the way life is.
Yeah.
So there's that analogy of who you're surrounding yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who are challenged and who think that that's the way life is, then what do you think? You're going to think the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the family that moved from one town to the next town because they didn't like where they were living and they didn't like the people in that town.
The people were mean and rude.
Yeah. So they moved to the next town and they asked somebody in the town, what are the people like here in this town? And what did the person know? The person said they're great. People are lovely. They're really nice, friendly. It'll be a good place to live. So they settled there and they made it their town. But after a period of time, they had
the same problems.
So then they moved and uprooted their family and they went to another town. And they asked somebody there, what are the people like in this town? And what did the person say?
Well, what were the people like in the last town that you were in?
That's right. What were the people like in the last town that you're in? And ultimately, it's all about you, right? Who are you being? Who are you showing up as?
What is the saying? That you're the same denominator or whatever, whereas I don't know what the saying is.
You're the common denominator?
That's the
common
one.
denominator. That's it. So you are the common denominator, right? So certainly when our children can go through schooling and reach adulthood and then they look at their friends and think, well, that's just the way it is, just the way life is. But it doesn't have to be. Because the most important thing to remember is that living on purpose is what? Living on purpose
is a choice.
It's a choice. We choose the way we live. We choose how we show up. We choose how we present ourselves day in, day out. So living on purpose is a choice. Now, just like conforming to society is a choice.
Yes.
There's certain things, Lee, that we've got to conform to in society. And we can choose to. Yeah, we can choose to. We can choose not to. But if we don't, then we've got to wear the consequences that go with that.
Yes.
Right? So, what else?
Each choice takes work.
It does. And each choice has its own set of obstacles. So every choice we make can have its own set of obstacles.
But only one choice leads to an upward spiral of joy and on-purpose productivity.
That's it. So only one choice will lead us to that upward spiral, right? Which means that we can start creating what it is that we want to create. Now, of course, out there today, there's businesses and companies and employers who are understanding that life's changed, right? And there needs to be more offering of flexible working arrangements. And we've seen a lot of that go on through COVID, right? People have had to work from home. They've had to set themselves up. They couldn't go into offices. Companies have had to adapt. Employers have had to adapt. And the way people work has adapted.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this provides an individual the ability for what?
To choose.
to choose.
To when, where, how they get the job done.
Yep. So when do they get the job done?
So being self-driven.
Yep. Where do they get the job done, and how do they get the job done? And that's really important. It's really empowered people to do that. And that's no different to you and I being self-employed and being an entrepreneur and partnering with an online business. And we work with people who are looking for freedom, flexibility, portability. They want time to be able to work their commitments around their family, not their family around their commitments, right?
Yeah.
And they want to be able to create something greater for themselves. And in today's world, they then have the choice of when am I going to do my work? Where am I going to do my work, right? So I can operate it from anywhere on my laptop. And how am I going to do it just to get the end result?
Yeah.
Okay. So not only have we seen that change in the working environment, we've also seen that as a big advantage to a self-employed online business. Now, of course, there's benefits to all of this.
Yes.
Because it leads to what?
Better health.
Better health. It does lead to better health.
Yes.
It also leads to more productive time, like workers, or if you're self-employed, you can be more productive because you're on purpose, you're doing what you need to do. It also leads to better solutions. People are more creative and are willing to think outside the box a little bit more. So there's also an increase in better solutions. And then finally, it increases something really important. Productivity. So time and what we achieve in time. So people's productivity absolutely goes up. So the way one feels day to day and the resulting personality characteristics are not who a person is. So like we were saying.
So if I'm tired and cranky, that's not who I am?
That's right. That's a good analogy, right? If you're tired and cranky, it's not who you are. Just because you show up in that way on a day, right, or in a particular day, it doesn't mean that day to day that's the resulting personality for you, right? There can be hidden context. There can be reasons why you're tired and cranky. There can be things going on behind the scenes, and sometimes it's about being aware of those and exploring it. Because if you don't explore it, you don't communicate it with those nearest to you, they just think you're a cranky bitch.
Well, maybe I am. Who knows?
That could be true, right? Not saying to you, but it could be true that they just think that, right?
Yeah.
People could certainly think, what's up her nose?
Oh, what's up?
That's right. What's her problem today? She get out of the wrong side of bed. And our kids would probably say that about the school teachers. Yeah. Right? So, no disrespect to any school teachers, because I think being a school teacher takes an extremely
extraordinary person.
extraordinarily disciplined individual to be a school teacher. So good on to all those school teachers out there that do such a great job. So our deepest level of personality is set by what's called the core triumvirate. And the core triumvirate are three core things in our life, Lee, that are really important to each and every individual. What are they?
Compassion.
We spoke about these previously on one of our episodes.
We're going to test yours. What are they?
So we've got compassion, that's number one.
Curiosity.
Curiosity, number two. And the third one?
Faith.
Is faith. Right? So they're our deepest level, our three core triumvirates, which are what is most important to individuals in life. So we'll just repeat them again. It's compassion, curiosity,
and faith.
Now, if we're not on purpose in life, we ultimately fail to create what we wish for in our life. So if we've got a list of goals, are we going to create those goals by slothing on the couch?
Totally. If my goal is to gain weight
Netflix
and be sleepy, then yes.
Okay. Now, there's lots of people that lack motivation, right?
Yeah.
They go to work and they come home and they lack a sense of motivation to actually do anything more. So what game are you playing? I mean, we're talking about tomorrow. We're hosting an international training call for our company. We've got to be up at 5 a.m, online at 6 a.m. Brisbane time. And then tomorrow night, we've got a business plan stream for some of our business associates, which starts at 7 and finishes at 9. So we're like doing work in the morning.
From 5 a.m. till 9
5 a.m. getting ready and up at 6. And then we're finishing a 2-hour session on Zoom at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So, what are we prepared to do in order to create the results that we want to get? And we don't do that all the time. That's a day when we've got 2 bookings, start and finish. Just happens to be early and happens to be sort of later into our evening. But, that's what we do. And that's what you've just got to get the result. So as a result, if we don't create what we want in our lives, then we lose faith. Mm-hmm. What do we lose faith in?
In our goals and what we want to achieve.
We lose faith in the fact that it's even achievable or it's possible.
Yeah.
Now, our core triumvirate can be either nurtured, so we can nurture our core triumvirate of compassion, curiosity, and faith, or it can, or it can become suppressed.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't achieve our goals if it becomes suppressed.
No, we do not.
Now, most people out there are simply happy to be flexible in many, many areas of their life. Mm-hmm. Right? People want to live with flexibility. They want to create time freedom. They want to create personal freedom. They want to create choices. And most people are happy to be flexible. Yeah. Right? Some people aren't. Some people are very structured and don't allow flexibility. I think we've got a good combination of both.
Yeah.
We're structured, but we're also flexible.
Yes.
Right? Where we can make different choices and we can adapt to things if things come up as well, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So there are a precious few things that a person must be able to express and manage in order, in order to be the best version of themselves that they can be. So remember, a precious few things that a person must be able to express and manage in order to be the best version of themselves that they can be. So Lee, do you want to wrap this up?
It is important that a person learn to create this space for themselves.
That's right. You've got to create space for yourself so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. That's okay. Thank you. You can create space, and people do that. People might go to the gym, or they might go for a walk, or they might run down the beach, or they might go for a massage or a float, or any of those things, right? Yes. And that's about creating space and taking time out to improve yourself and your own mental mindset, right? Mm-hmm. And where things are at for you. You've got to be prepared to do things that assist you and make you feel better, things that are going to raise your vibration, things that are going to allow you to be motivated, recharge your batteries.
Yes.
All right? And that way you can move forward and create greater success.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's it for part 2 of our hidden context. And remember, just to understand that behind somebody's challenges is a hidden context. Mm-hmm. So explore that. Don't just bite the person's head off, right? Understand that you don't know what's going on. They could have got home and had a bad day at work. Something could have happened that really affected them. So be understanding. If somebody's not showing up as their best version of themselves, ask them, is everything all right? Is there anything I can do to help you? That's always a good question. What can I do to help you?
Exactly.
We said that on How Can I Help? On the show we were watching, the medical show, it's called... Now I've got a mental blank on it. New Amsterdam.
Yes.
We love New Amsterdam.
Yes.
And New Amsterdam.
There's probably a new one out that we need to watch.
There probably is. Maybe we could watch that tonight. So New Amsterdam. And the director of the hospital had a great saying, and that was he would walk up to somebody and say,
how can I help?
How can I help? How can I help? And they may have had a problem, and they may have had something going on, but the fact that he just said, how can I help, was enough to allow people to give him the space or the permission to actually help and resolve whatever it was that was going on for them.
Yeah.
So it's a good one. Anything else, Lee, you want to add to wrap it up?
I think that's it.
Excellent. All right, well, that's our topic for this week. Episode 102 completed. We'll be back next week. Same time, we are back next week.
Yeah.
There's no confliction.
Next week.
Next Tuesday, Loving Life Now Facebook page will be back. We'll have a new topic next week on the back of Hidden Context. And it'll be episode number 103. So
awesome.
Come join us. Come join us next week. It goes for all of about 30 minutes. And you can either stream live on Facebook on Leanne's Loving Life Now Facebook page. Or, of course, you can come watch us on TikTok. But all the interaction and the direction is directly at Facebook. But certainly we're streamed live on TikTok as well. So thanks.
Let's say Happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women out there.
Absolutely. Happy International Women's Day to all those beautiful women.
Especially me.
That's right. Especially you, wifey.
So,
All right.
have a good one, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us and appreciate you being here. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. And for those people in our business, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning on the Professional Marketers Call, hosted by none other than Lee and I. And then see some of you tomorrow night on another stream. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.